Hello, friends. Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is hydrocarbons. All right. Again, there are so many points which is not possible to cover all the things, but we will be discussing some important points. All right. My name is Ramesh Panikar, and on behalf of Kerala NEET Academy, we are doing this. All right. So, let us discuss some preparatory methods, preparation of hydrocarbons, preparation of alkanes. Right. Now, in preparation, we have some important reactions like we have one decarboxylation of say sodium carboxylate is decarboxylated in the presence of soda lime in the presence of CaO. So this reaction looks like this: removal of Na2CO3 minus Na2CO3 plus we get alkane RH. All right. So the mechanism of the reaction is if we have this decarboxylation. All right. Initially, say the sodium carboxylate, this is COO negative and this is Na positive. Look at this movement and look at this movement. So this is the removal of CO2. CO2 is removed and we get R negative. All right, we get R negative, which on reaction with the H positive of water gives RH alkane. This is how decarboxylation takes place. Decarboxylation using soda lime. All right, this function of CaO is to keep this NaOH dry. The function of calcium oxide is to keep NaOH dry, plus this calcium oxide means this R negative can again react with this carbon to give this RCOO negative. All right, so to prevent this calcium oxide is added, which combined with CO2 to give CaCO3. All right, so suppose we are given some examples like we are given sodium pentane carboxylate, sodium cyclopentane carboxylate. If it is treated with soda lime NaOH, the product is cyclopentane. Right, or we have cyclohexane sodium cyclohexane 1,4 dicarboxylate. If it is treated with the NaOH and CaO soda lime, what we get cyclohexane. All right, so the thing is the point where we have the COO negative, it becomes negatively charged and then we get the product. So if there is a question like towards decarboxylation, say CH2COO we are given, or we are given C6H5CH2COO Na with the NO2 group, and if we are given say C6H5 CH2COO and here we have CH3 group, which one is decarboxylated fast, or what is the order of decarboxylation? So what we have to do, like you have to remove the COO and put a negative charge on the base, that is you get C6H5CH2 negative. In this case you get C6H5 CH2 negative, and here we have NO2 group. All right, and in the last case you get this kind of intermediate. This is CH2 negative and we have CH3. Now say Greater the stability of this intermediate, that is carb anion, great faster is the rate of reaction. So this NO2 is electron withdrawing, so obviously it will stabilize this anion. So this anion is more stable, that means the most easily decarboxylated compound is this one. Then second is this one, because this is comparatively less stable, and this is least stable because of hyperconjugation as well as plus I effect. So on the basis of this you can say what is the product we are going to get. Or suppose we are given CH2COONA, that is sodium succinate. Alright, suppose we are given sodium succinate, and if it is decarboxylated, what is the product we are going to get? So again, what you can do, just remove the CH2, this is negative charge, and this is CH2 negative charge, and then treat it with water, that is HOH and HOH. So what we get is ethane, CH3. So you can write decarboxylation product on the basis of this. Now decarboxylation can be done by simple heating, means you don't have to use this thing, means soda lime. Rather you can decarboxylate it very easily using this thing. Say if at alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, and on alpha carbon if we have any electron withdrawing group, decarboxylation can be made easily, or decarboxylation can be done easily. So here what happens, this is electron withdrawing group. All right, this is electron withdrawing group, so it stabilizes this the anion which is formed, and decarboxylation is done very easily. So what we get is cyclohexanone. Say suppose we are given CH2, this is NO2, and this is COOH. If it is heated, simply remove CO2 and we get CH3NO2. So if on alpha carbon, if we have any electron withdrawing group, this decarboxylation can be made easily. Alright, so these are some decarboxylation reactions. And now comes Kolb's electrolysis or Kolbe electrolysis, in whichever manner you want to pronounce, you can pronounce it. Alright, so Kolb's electrolysis is based on electrolysis of sodium or potassium salts of carboxylic acid. We get RCOO negative plus Na positive. This RCOO negative, alright, this is RCOO negative. This loses electron at anode and it becomes a free radical, RCOO. This thing means there are 6 electrons in the outermost shell of oxygen, out of which 1 electron is donated. So now we have 5 electrons. So this one is the free radical. Alright, so this is the movement. Alright, and look at this electron pair between R and carbon. 1 electron goes here and 1 electron goes here. So this is the removal of CO2. And we get R free radical. This R free radical combined with another R free radical to produce RR, alkane. Alright, so this is the basis of Kolb's electrolysis. So what kind of questions are asked? See, we cannot prepare methane by this method, because minimum 2 alkyl groups they combine. So minimum alkane, minimum number of carbon in the alkane which is produced is 2. Alright, so suppose we are given a compound like say suppose we have so many cases. All right, let us begin with this. That is cyclohexane. All right, cyclohexane, sodium cyclohexane carboxylate. What is the product we are going to get? So what you have to do, you have to produce a free radical. All right, and then just join it with another free radical, that is this. So what we get is this kind of product. All right, so whichever compound is given, say suppose we are given this kind of COONA. All right, so what is the product obtained? What you have to do on the base of this, that is 1 2 3 4, this is sodium pentanoate. So remove this CO2, put a free radical at this point, and now 1 2 3 4, one more butyl group just get added. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is the product. All right, means we get octane. And if we use two different, like sodium ethanoate and sodium propanoate. All right, sodium ethanoate and sodium propanoate, what you have to do, just this is the CH3 and this is C2H5 group. Now you can do one thing, you can add two CH3 free radicals and you can make ethane, or you can add two ethyl free radicals and you can prepare butane. All right, or the third thing which can be done is you can add up these two and you get CH3 C2H5, that is propane. So we do get odd number of alkanes. We do get odd number of alkanes provided we use a mixture. But if we use a mixture, the problem is we get a mixture of alkanes like this. All right. So it's comparatively simple. As such, there is nothing. So say suppose we are given say sodium cyclohexane carboxylate, and this is sodium cyclohexane carboxylate and CH3 uh, COONA. So the free radical obtained from this is this one, and the free radical obtained is this. So methyl, one we get ethane, one product. Second, we get this kind of product, and third product is just add up these two, that is methyl cyclohexane. This is cyclohexane you can also say, or 1 dash bis cyclohexane you can say. All right, so these are the products obtained. And even if you get if you have say suppose malic acid, that is CH double bond CH and COONA. Malic acid or fumaric acid, both are same. They are geometrical isomers, malic or fumaric acid. So what you have to do, just remove the CO2 and you get CH, all right, free radical, and CH free radical. And now add up these two free radicals and you get acetylene. All right. Similarly, if you start with the sodium succinate, this is sodium succinate, this is CH2 free radical and CH2 free radical. Add up these two free radicals and you get ethene. So sodium succinate will produce ethene. Sodium maleate or sodium fumarate will produce acetylene. All right. And if you use say CH2 COONA, and this is CH2 COONA, this is disodium adipate or simply sodium adipate. So what you have to do, just remove CO2 and you get CH2 free radical, CH2 free radical. Add up these two free radicals and you get cyclobutane. So in this manner you can write the products. All right. So this is the basis of Kolb's electrolysis. In the next section, we are going to discuss some other reactions, and then we will be discussing chemical properties, etc.